Ever since its inception in the early 2000s, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has diversified into a wide variety of different archetypes, playstyles, and decks. Players in the modern era have many different ways to communicate with one another in order to craft the perfect deck list. However, if one is willing to do so, there are other ways in order to get the information you need to build the perfect deck, such as Wikipedia. In this series, I will be using the Wiki engine in order to craft my very own deck list and take it online to see how well it shapes up against the current meta. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki Duels. What's up, YouTube? It's RainingCardGames, and welcome to a brand new series that I'm trying out here on the channel. As you saw in the intro, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki Duels. So, basically, premise of the series, as explained in the intro, we are going to be using Wikipedia in order to create our own deck and see how effective the suggestions from Wikipedia are actually going to play out in real life. Now, I can't take all the credit for this idea. I actually have to owe this to one of my moderators, Q's Modshop. He's suggested it to me for a while, and I eventually, I figured we'd come around to it, so here we are now, finally implementing this series. So if you like this kind of content and you really want to show your support for the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and then also share the video with friends. So with that all out of the way, let's go ahead, hop on the computer, and see what Wikipedia has in store for us. Okay, so as you guys probably noticed from the title of this video, for today we are going to learn how to play Horus Stun, according to how Wikipedia tells us to play the deck. So let's go ahead and head on over to Yugipedia and see what it has to say about Horus the Black Flame Dragon. And here we are on the page. Horus the Black Flame Dragon is an archetype of 3 fire dragon level monsters first introduced in Soul of the Duelist. So we're going way back here. Now, they're similar in appearance to the Winged Dragon Raw, both being based off Egyptian deities. Focus on the archetype is that each individual monster would not turn against the controller once it's on the field. Oh good, so they're reliable and loyal. That's nice. Now, let's actually learn about how the deck plays. The major draw of this level family is its capability of Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8, which can shut down the activation of any spell card as long as it is face up on the field. Okay, not bad. The dreaded Horus Lockdown involves a combo of Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 and Royal Decree, which shuts down the effects of spells and traps. So we're going for, the good old 1-2. Hopefully we don't go up against any monster decks. The best part of this combo is the player controlling Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 is still able to use the effects of spells while their opponent cannot. A new variation of the lockdown is to use Tyrant's Temper and then add it to the cards like Skill Drain and Royal Decree, meaning you can negate monster effects as well. Ooh, diversity. Now let's see what else we can do. Oh, another option is if one is not willing to invest in the given trap cards. Okay, I'm not investing. What are my options? It is to include Destiny Hero Plasma, which can easily be special summoned by attributing 3 sheep tokens. So it looks like we're going to be running Scapegoat. Another version of this lockdown can also be achieved by merging the deck with the Violon archetype. So we're going with the Omega lock, but let's try to see what we can do with this more pure stun variant. Let's see, what else does it suggest? Hieratic archetype featuring Hieratic Dragon King of Atum can immensely accelerate this deck due to the ability to drag Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6 straight from the deck, albeit with 0 attack and defense, which allows you to immediately use a level up to summon Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 quickly. Okay, it really drags it out, so it can immensely be sped up. Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo can be combined with Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation, are also excellent alternatives. Oh, so we're teching in some ninjas along with Hieratics into our Horus deck? This is going to be spicy. Now let's see what they recommend. Recommended cards. Monsters. You have the Horses and Horus' Servant. Jinzo, so we can really double down on that trap stun. And then Red Med, so we can special summon out our Horuses. Now for the spells, actually let's leave this open, why not? Spells, Circle of the Fire Kings, okay, they're fires, that makes sense. Dragon Shrine, yes. Gold Sark, okay, level up. Okay. Trap cards. Royal Decree, as they said, and Trap Stun. Okay. And then let's look at what our extra deck options are for the deck. Doolittle Chimera. Okay, we really want that 500 attack point boost, so very important. Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spirits. Okay, that's actually a valid option. And Heat of the Fire Charmer. Okay, yeah. Alright, I can see what they're suggesting, so let's take everything we learned from this wiki page, because now we are officially experts in Horus Stun according to Wikipedia. So let's translate this over into a deck list and see how well this deck does. Alright, so having consulted the end-all be-all, that is Wikipedia, we have constructed a masterpiece of a deck that, according to Wikipedia, this is a dreaded lockdown deck that opponents shall fear. Anyway, let's actually take a look at what we have created based off of Wikipedia's recommendations. We're running 3 of the big boy himself. This is our main wing condition of the deck, a big 3k beat stick that can negate spells during either player's turn, and it is not a once per turn. Its effect specifically reads, during either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. You must control this face-up card to activate and resolve this effect. No once per turn clause. That's pretty freaking good, actually. Next up, level 6, which actually isn't bad in its own right. This card is unaffected by spell effects. Pretty good. And then during the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this card face up to the graveyard, special summon level 8 from the deck. Or hand or deck. So he's okay. And then we have the baby Horus. What does he do? Well, he can't switch control. That's about it. And then if he destroys a monster, he can special summon level 6. So he's obviously the weak link. But there's a weaker link. Because according to Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikipedia, this guy has to be run. Your opponent can't target face-up Horus or Black Flame Dragon monsters with spell, trap, or card effects. Okay, so a very interesting form of protection for our Horus Dragons. Now, we are running a hieratic engine as recommended by Wikipedia, specifically so we can bring out a tomb, so we're running some 6s, i.e. Dragon of Su, and then Tefnuit. We're running Red Eyes Darkness Metal, because it's a dragon extender, so it makes sense. We're running Destiny Hero Plasma, so that we can, summon out and have a on-field skill drain. We're running the Jinzo, so we can lock our opponent from trap cards. We're running the Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo engine, so that we can search out our transformation spell to cheat out some of these dragons from our deck. We're running our crucial level up spell, so that we can get to our level 8. We're running Dragon Shrine. We are running our Hieratic Searchers and Summoners. And Circle of the Fire Kings, which is a very interesting form of Monster Reborn, of all things. Gold Sark, however, I think the way Wikipedia intends us to use Gold Sark is to actually use it as it was intended. Banish a card from the deck, and then add that card to our hand, not as a kind of extender with Tempest or anything. Scapegoat, so that we can specifically summon Destiny Hero Plasma. 1-for-1, so that we can cheat out our protection for our Horus Dragons. Royal Decree for that trap lockdown, Trap Stun, and Tyrant's Temper for more trap shenanigans. Our super transformation ninjutsu art that we can search with Hanzo, so we can bring out our dragons, and then a skill drain for more lockdown. We're running our Hieratic Dragon King of Atom, so that we can drag out our Horus level 6, so that we can use level up, so we can go into the big boy himself. We're running a Strike Bouncer because, we may have multiple level 6s on field. We're running Doolittle Chimera because we want that 500 attack boost according to Wikipedia, as well as Heat of the Fire Charmer. Hieratic Seal, which was recommended, which is a pretty good recommendation. We're running the Guard Dragons, IP, Nightmare Package, Triple Burst. Basically, I filled out the rest of the extra deck because we only were given a 1, a 2, 3, 4 monsters to actually run according to Wikipedia, so I just filled out the rest, but we don't need those. We just need what Wikipedia suggested, and we should be perfectly fine. So, yeah. All it does now is it's time to head on over and see how the deck does in actual gameplay. Alrighty, so for match number 1, we are going up against Mech Knights of all things. Yeah, our turn ended pretty quickly because we got Gambit. And we have really not much. I mean, the Royal Decree, if anything, can stop an Infinite Impermanence. until he summons Iron Dragon Timaton and pops it, and then I have no interaction, and when instead of bringing out Dragoon, it brings out a gigantic Rainbow Beater, but that also deals with my Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit, which means I am now on a 1-turn clock. And yeah, I just set the Tyrant's temper, and that's really about it. And that gets Heavy Stormed, and we lose. Okay, so for game number 2, we're going up against Invoked Thunder Dragon, and we're going second, which is not good, which means we are now facing an Invoked Makaba, or Mekaba, however you want to pronounce it, and a Thunder Dragon Roar, which is not that much to worry about, but considering my only play is a normal summon monster effect, that gets negated and banished, and then I just have a Trap Stun and a Circle of the Fire Kings, which do not much in the grand scheme of things. And, yeah, then Thunder Dragon Fusion hits the field, which means Titan hits the field. And guess what Titan does? Chain Titan. It gets rid of the useless back row, but we still have one more useless back row, which we just flip before our inevitable destruction, and yep, we lose. It's not over until the last round is played, and this time we actually bring out Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, level 4. And we hit him with a Royal Decree, and guess what? We get a new hand thanks to card destruction. Because guess what? We're playing against Shadal's, and we're facing down a window. And Shadal Dragon pops my Royal Decree, which means his Schism's probably live, and now I am stuck with a bunch of Garnets in my hand, as well as pretty much a useless Tyrant's Temper. And now it's just a matter of, can we draw Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo, which is basically our only saving grace of dealing with this window and actually getting out some of our Black Flame Dragons from our deck onto the field. And we just keep on drawing duds, because we need 3 monsters on the field to special summon Plasma, which we have to special summon 3 tokens from our Scapegoat. And yeah, we are literally now just facing down a Construct and a window with 200 life points, and we top deck another brick. And yep, we just activate Trap Stun, and we die. So after taking this deck out for a test drive, I don't really think we accomplished what Wikipedia said we would. If I'm not mistaken, did you guys see the dreaded lock? Yeah, really looking at how things actually turned out, most of our draws were kind of bricky. Seeing Hanzo was great, because, you know, theoretically it can help cheese out some of our bigger monsters. However, as you guys saw, he's very easy to just negate, and then we are just basically left dead with either no back row or useless back row. And yeah, I don't think at one point we actually got the Spell Trap or Monster Lock. The extra deck never came into play. We never got to bring in our Walking Skill Drain. We didn't. Our Hieratic Engine, I mean, we saw it, and we summoned a Horus level 4. We didn't. Yeah, but all in all, you know, I think just because Wikipedia told us so, it must be. This is the peak performance of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the highest possible ceiling for Horus Stun. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe again, and let me know down in the comments what you thought. I do have plenty more of these planned for the future, so stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I'm out of here, and I will see you in the next video.